speak to Jake yet?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Good, man. Send him a message.
All the haters last night, their storyline was that you were moving around a lot. Just
Boxing?
don't. I know. I just don't get it.
I'm a little disappointed, but I also know how good he is.
Man.
But I had him wobbled at one point.
You landed that right hand.
I wish I had more than 3 weeks to prepare. Unless I die, people will still hate me.
Anthony Joshua sends a message to Jake Paul in the hospital, and the way it comes out is so casual it almost steals the scene. A reporter asks AJ if he spoke to Jake after the fight, and Joshua just goes, yes, like he's confirming he replied to a group chat.
Did you speak to Jake yet?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Good, man. Send him a message.
Then the follow-up comes. How is he doing? And AJ hits them with, good man, I sent him a message. That's it. No drama, no victory speech, no villain energy. Just pure heavyweight professionalism. Imagine getting your night ended and the same guy checks in like, you good? That's boxing etiquette at the highest level.
I'm still in awe of the fact that you do what you do.
I mean, it's not that hard to get your beat.
Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot that we've seen drop every other single fighter. Not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
I was on the ground. I was like, that was a good shot.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like.
It's like a baseball in there.
4 titanium plates.
How many do you have?
Just one. After the fight, you open your mouth. And I was the first to see it. I went, oh. What was it like for you seeing Jake fight AJ?
I want to get in that ring and punch Eddie Hearn, for instance.
Why?
Because I don't like his smug face.
I said
It's kind of funny too, because Jake goes from dodging right hands to getting a wellness update from Anthony Joshua, and somehow it feels completely normal. Say what you want about the fight, but moments like that remind you this wasn't personal, it was business. And once the bell rings for the last time, respect shows up before the ice pack does.
Somehow they gave me the VIP suite as well. That's why I was right on the ring.
Hey, so what are you going to do? You fought every single round.
It just pissed him off, and then he broke Jake's jaw.
I told everyone, though, that I would do better than Francis and that Francis kind of got no chin. Francis low-key soft.
all the haters last night, their storyline was that you were moving around a lot.
Unless I die, people will still hate me.
And after that calm, respectful message from Anthony Joshua, the tone swings hard when Joe Rogan jumps in, because now it's less etiquette and more brutally honest couchside analysis. I'm listening to Joe and I get why this hit differently for him.
Look, that guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember what happened in the Tommy
He lost a close decision, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight, though. He's a good boxer. If he wasn't a YouTuber, people would be way more impressed with him.
Yeah.
The problem is he was like a famous kid, and then no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
But
oh, and then he started too with like more spectacle-ish fights. People were like, "Oh, this is you." He fought, you know, Nate Robinson, like a basketball player.
But the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
knocked him
dead,
the out,
and
yeah.
it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no, that was skillful.
He's not laughing at Jake, he's actually impressed and slightly alarmed at the same time, like, yeah, he shouldn't be here, but wow, he actually showed something. Joe's point that if Jake wasn't famous, people would have called this a gutsy performance is uncomfortable but fair, because surviving until round 6 with a giant heavyweight is not normal behavior. He gives Jake credit for the movement, the awareness, even that split second oh no realization after the big shot, which honestly might be the most human moment of the whole fight.
He's also nuts, right? Just
Yeah.
the fact that he's willing to fight the 2-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist,
Yeah.
a guy who's gigantic in his prime,
Gigantic.
built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're gonna stand, and he's a one-punch killer, and you're gonna stand in front of that guy, and he avoided shots till the 6th round. He just started getting tired.
Yeah, his movement in that fight was crazy.
It was very good.
Yeah,
it was very good.
He was really keeping him moving around the whole ring, and then
You can't afford to get tired.
You can't get
That's
tired.
the thing is, like, he gets tired in a lot of his fights in the later rounds. You should really sort that out. Because if he had a much bigger gas tank, like if he was training with like some of these elite world-class strength and conditioning coaches and just worked on his cardio, he'd be beating way more guys.
you think so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But Joe also brings it back to reality real quick, because cardio doesn't lie, size doesn't lie, and heavyweight power definitely doesn't lie. You could hear it in his voice when he talks about that right hand. Not hype, not drama, just concern, like, yeah, that one cost something. And when Joe starts talking about punch limits, long-term damage, and how one shot can take years off the clock, that's where the jokes stop and the truth sits down.
How old is Jake Paul?
He'll be 29 and
Look at that. So he's 28 years old, 29 next month. Don't do this very long, because there's a price that you pay that is not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And that price is depression, deep depression, a severe brain imbalance that's going to lead you to addiction. It leads so many people to impulsive behavior. So many people become gambling addicts, drug addicts, alcoholics after their fighting career.
Yeah.
It's you could only take so much. And at a certain, like that one that he got from Joshua, ooh, you know, say if you have like a punch card, you have like so many punches that you can get in your life, which I believe you do. I believe there's a certain number. That one was like 10 punches.
Yeah.
That was like, there was a lot of concussions in that one punch.
Sure.
That was real damage. Like if someone's breaking your jaw in two places, the inside of your fucking head there's a lot of damage going on in there too.
So while some people are celebrating and others are roasting, Rogan's basically saying, look, respect the courage, respect the attempt, but don't get addicted to testing gravity, because eventually gravity wins. And if you're watching this thinking it's all entertainment, Joe reminds you real quick, those punches don't know what a Netflix deal is.
I don't know if enough has been made of the fact that, I mean, it was absolutely devastating, but the fact that he had awareness immediately to go like he looked at the crowd like, oh shit, like wow.
He goes,
it wasn't like
cracked. I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen, and ultimately the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it, and that he could do well for a little bit. Yeah, and then eventually just deal with the fact that Anthony Joshua is going to connect with a bomb and breaks his jaw in two places.
Yeah.
And right after Joe finishes that respect the courage but fear the consequences sermon, we slide straight into Max Kellerman and crew turning the whole thing into a full-blown roundtable debate. Because now it's not just about what happened, it's about what it means. I'm watching this and laughing because Max is basically saying, listen, call Jake whatever you want, but if you last 6 rounds with Anthony Joshua, you're either brave, slightly unhinged, or both. And honestly, Jake checked all the boxes.
And by the way, I know it was a lot like William Skull and Canelo Alvarez, where Skull was kind of outlanding Canelo upstairs, but there was nothing on the shots. But the fact is, actually, Jake Paul landed more clean punches to the head than Anthony Joshua did before the end of the fight. What he did was amazing.
Yes.
And guys, he also did something else by taking this fight. What Jake did was retroactively justify fighting a guy like Tank Davis, or even trying to make that fight, because what Jake is demonstrating here is, okay, everybody, you're accusing me of having to fight an ancient Mike Tyson or a tiny Tank Davis or an old MMA fighter. I'm really thinking about how to make a global event that people are interested in.
You've got Malik Scott riding hard for Jake, calling him a legitimate boxer, while others are looking at AJ sideways like, bro, why did this take so long? And that's where it gets spicy, because half the table is impressed with Jake's movement and survival instincts, and the other half is quietly wondering if AJ just showed a little wear and tear at the worst possible time. The funniest part is how everyone agrees on one thing without saying it directly. This fight broke brains.
Ding, ding, ding. He gets in the ring, and I don't care what you say, he made Anthony Joshua miss by a mile, throwing wild hooks. He was missing, he was running. For you to be so experienced, Anthony Joshua, I didn't see you setting up no punches, cutting the ring off, none of that. If Jake Paul does not get tired, I think he finishes the fight.
I don't think he finishes. Part of the reason he's getting tired is Anthony Joshua's hitting him in the arms of the body.
All I'm saying is that he ran well enough for me. And another thing is, you talk about the clean shots. If you really watch the fight, Jake Paul landed more cleaner shots than Anthony Joshua.
Jake running for survival somehow becomes proof of intelligence. AJ winning by knockout somehow sparks disappointment. And we're all sitting here like, only in boxing does this make sense. I love how Max frames it too. Jake lives in his own imagination, and sometimes that imagination carries you way further than logic says it should, until heavyweight reality taps you on the shoulder, so you walk away from this not knowing whether to praise Jake, question AJ, or side-eye the entire sport for even allowing the conversation. And honestly, that confusion is exactly why we're still talking about it. You tell me, did this make Jake look tougher, AJ look human, or boxing look weirdly addicted to chaos?
Jake Paul is not allowing the ideas of others to affect what he thinks he can do.
Big facts.
He's not allowing reality to affect what he thinks he can do. He's not putting limitations on himself. He lives in his own delusion. And it's there are novels written about this, right? Don Quixote, or, there's...
And right after Max and the panel finished turning AJ's performance into a philosophy class on age, pressure, and expectations, the camera cuts, and suddenly Michael Bisping storms in like the guy who actually read the warning label on the sport. I'm watching this thinking, yeah, here comes the blunt truth wrapped in dry humor. Bisping admits he got fooled by the AI hospital photos at first, laughs it off, then immediately pivots to the real point. Boxing is not a game you dabble in for content. And he's right, whether the image was fake or not, the damage wasn't. Broken jaw, surgery, plates in the face. That part isn't AI-generated drama, that's heavyweight reality. What makes it hit is how calmly he says it, like, look, I'm not jealous, I'm not hating, I've been in there, I've been knocked out, I've done this. That's not clickbait outrage, and that's a veteran saying you don't skip weight classes and life lessons at the same time.
We are gonna talk about this. Look at that. That is insane. Now, of course, if you scroll down, readers contact AI fake image alert. I'll be honest, I just did another video. And I didn't even see that, right? So it is AI. But the reality is that it still could be real. There's another video out there where Jake Paul's lying in a hospital bed and his face is all swollen. And he's like, I'm okay, guys. Pray for me. Just pray for me.
Thought I would win against Anthony. But here I am with a broken jaw, learning the hard way. I'll heal, and I'll be back.
And no doubt that'll be AI as well. So I fell for it, okay? I'm a boomer, whatever you want to call me, okay? Listen, right? The man had his jaw broken by Anthony Joshua. He had to have teeth removed. He had surgery, okay? Apparently he's going to have a couple of plates in his face. So forgive me if I fell for the AI image where his face is swollen, okay?
He even gives Jake credit for surviving, but survival isn't the same as competing, and running 5 miles inside a 22-foot ring doesn't suddenly rewrite the sport. You can hear it between the lines. This isn't about mocking Jake. It's about respecting the line between entertainment and danger. And when Bisping really leans in, that's where it gets uncomfortable in a good way, because he starts calling out the spin, especially from the people paid to protect the brand. I'm sitting there nodding when he shuts down the "it was just size" excuse, like, nah, size matters, but skill matters more, and Anthony Joshua has both. Watching Bisping react to managers defending the game plan feels like hearing someone cut through PR fog with a pair of scissors. He respects courage, he respects money earned, but he keeps repeating the same simple message that nobody wants to hear. Fight someone your own size and you'll earn all the respect you're chasing. The funniest part is how calm he stays while saying stuff that would set the internet on fire, like, yeah, fair play, but also don't do this again. No yelling, no wild insults, just that dry British delivery that somehow hits harder than shouting.
And whilst Jake Paul goes off to hospital and has to have surgery, and yeah, those AI images are probably bullshit and all the rest of it, right? He's sitting there counting his money. Listen, Jake Paul's made loads of money. He's had lots of big lucrative fights, and he probably will continue to have more. And I wish him the best of luck. I really do. Just box someone your own size, not a 35er, not a super heavyweight, not a 2-time world champion, okay, or a gold medalist at the Olympics. Fight a cruiserweight and fight someone up and coming. Simple as that. Right, and then everyone will give him a ton of respect.
So when you zoom all the way out, this whole saga feels like boxing holding up a mirror to itself. You've got respect after violence, courage mixed with consequences, hype colliding with hard limits, and every voice reacting from a different angle but circling the same truth. Jake showed heart and ambition, AJ handled business and showed class, and the sport once again proved it doesn't care about narratives once the gloves are on. Some of you will say this was bravery, some will call it madness, others will say it's just boxing doing what boxing always does when entertainment flirts too closely with reality. That's the debate. Now, I want to hear you. Where do you land on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, argue it out respectfully, and yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.